Well, I never got it. Today it is all about gifts I received as a child for Christmas and some I did not. I'm going to start with gifts that I got that I really wanted. Everybody knew I wanted these gifts. Books, always number one. Still today, always, always, always number one, always. I was about to say it doesn't matter the genre, but I do not like romance. And for those of you who know astrology, I'm a sun Aquarian. So, yeah, that fits. I do not like that genre when it comes to books, but I love any other genre. It doesn't matter what it is. Even children's book, I still will pick them up today. It's just good read. So, books. The other thing I got that I wanted was a tape recorder. Back in the 70s, we had cassette tape recorders. We also had those 8-track tape recorders too. And I had both of those. And I got those. My sisters and I were a gospel singing group growing up, and we recorded ourselves a lot. We sung a cappella once we got to you know, being teens, we decided we wanted to have a conversation with my mother and let her know her services were no longer needed. That um, we wanted to advance our sound and learn how to listen to one another and find our harmony without anybody telling us, because we come from two strong musically inclined families, my mother and my father. We have music artists on both sides, and we wanted to we wanted to perfect our sound. So that's what we wanted. So I did get a tape recorder. I did get an 8-track player, and we got to do some things with our sound. But that wasn't all that I wanted to do with our sound. And so I got books that I wanted. Love my books. Incidentally, that was also the thing my mother used against me when she needed to discipline me. She knew if she took my books, that was a wrap for me. That was a wrap for me. I preferred a spanking than for her to touch my books. And she wouldn't just tell me that I had to bring my books to her room. I could not swap some up off the bookshelf in my room and take them to her room. No, I had to go from her room to my room, pick up one book, and take it to her room. That was torture. That was torture. People who know me, like know me, you don't fool with my books. So I got the books. I got the cassette tape recorder because that was something that was big in the 70s. We didn't have CDs and DVD players and all of that. We had cassette tapes and we had 8-track tapes. We also had reel to reel, but I didn't really want one of those. But so I got those, and I loved board games. My sisters and I, that was our favorite pastime together. When we used to get real snow, when it used to snow up to our knees still, in the 70s and in the 80s, we had a TV room in our home, and the closet from the floor up to almost the ceiling and on the shelf is full of nothing but board games. And that was our favorite thing to do together. So she always made sure we had plenty of board games because that was one of our things. And she also said it would help us educationally too, critical thinking skills as well. So now for things I wanted, I did not get. Another thing that was like equal in my mind and in my heart and my soul that I really, really wanted that I did not get was a telescope. everybody thought that I wanted to be a nurse or a teacher and, a couple of other things. And they really thought I wanted to be a veterinarian because I have this love for animals. And if I think they're wounded or hungry, I had to nurture them. So, but what I really, really wanted, I wanted a telescope. And I never got it. I never got it. I never ever got my telescope. I remember specifically telling my mom, I said, Mom, I put this on my list every year. She said, you don't need to see what's up there. You might see something that scare you. Sometimes she would let me know a fear that she had, and sometimes she didn't. Sometimes I just knew what they were by her responses, but I really, really wanted a telescope. I have this love for the stars, the moon. I wanted to see why, for myself, the sun in its place. I wanted to see the moon in its place. I wanted to look at a star or find a planet. I just wanted to see with my own eyes them up there and, if anything was around it, why are they just suspended? You know, that always intrigued me and still does today. A lot of times I did not sleep at night and I would just sit up and watch the moon and the stars twinkle and everything. And that's just one of those things I wanted. So, telescope I never got. Another thing I wanted that I never ever got, I wanted a mixing board because I wanted to perfect the sound that my sisters and I had when we sang, especially when we did a cappella. I wanted to perfect our sound. We wanted to, and I never got it. Well, coming from a single parent home, I just wasn't going to get it. But that was a gift that I really, really wanted that I never got it. I wanted a telescope because I wanted to be an physicist, and I wanted a mixing board so I could perfect our sound. And I never got it. So, of course, I was crushed. I've gotten over it. So, but I'm an adult in my senior years now, approaching them fastly. Um, I am going to get a telescope. I probably won't get a mixing board. I probably won't do that because I have other family members who have them, so I could just play with theirs. But for something just for me, I'm going to purchase myself a telescope. I've always wanted one, so I started a fund for it. And I'm going to get myself that telescope. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get the one that I want. So that's the reason why I started a fund for it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope you get what you want and things that you don't get. Maybe you can start a fund. But I just wanted to share that a little bit. It's just something people have asked me, if there was something that I wanted I never got. Yeah, those were it. Those were it. Um, I loved books, so everybody always got me books. So I always had plenty of books. And everybody knew we loved our board games, so we always got those. Of course, I loved money. That was always one of my other first gifts that I wanted. I never got the amount that I wanted, but I got some money. But that's all that really mattered though. As soon as I saw them little folded up money, I was good.